Good morning, beautiful people. Marie Alessi here. I have had a bit of a digital detox the last couple of days, and I spent 2 days in the city with the boys for Rob's fourth passing anniversary. And I always make it a point to really get off screen and be super present for that day in particular, to really celebrate what is important and celebrate what means so much to me, even what meant so much to Rob and I. Family was everything for us. So, despite that, I have a bit of a sore throat, so please forgive the voice. I'm trying to get this live done without any coughing or without any spluttering here. And I wanted to talk to you about something that comes up in this group quite often, and that is still a topic for me as well, and that is decluttering and clearing out our beloved ones' belongings. So I wanted to share a few things that I have learned over the years through my own journey, and also through working with clients on this very topic, and also through working with a professional decluttering lady. And I'm going to start here with that straight away. When it comes to clearing out your loved one's belongings, it is usually attached with a lot of emotions. And I don't really need to explain this because it's quite self explaining, that things like that are not just an easy decision and somebody passes and then you go through their belongings and do whatever you want to do with them. But I will talk through quite a few options what we can do. And the first thing I want to say is, do not rush it. Do not rush it unless you really have to, through outside circumstances that you might have to move, or that you might have to change apartments or downsize. That's a very different story. But if you have the time, then do not rush it. There is no need for you to have to do this in the first days, weeks, months, even in the first year. It doesn't matter when you get to it, as long as you feel okay with it. Trust your emotional state. That's what's really important, because once you have made the decision, it is something that needs to feel right for you in your heart. So I want you to trust the perfect timing. When you feel ready for it, that's when you address it, because believe me, emotionally, you need to be strong and settled and in the right state of mind to be able to make decisions that you do not regret later on. So this is the very first thing. I want you to pick the time that is right for you. Do not let yourself be rushed by anybody from the outside world. That can even be family, it doesn't matter. It is not their decision and it's yours. So please don't let yourself be rushed into anything that you might not feel ready for. I can promise you there will be a day where all of a sudden you feel different about it. All of a sudden you feel lightness around it, or you feel today is the right day. Trust that timing. And if it takes years, it doesn't matter. Then I don't know, Shalina, if you're watching this, because when I'm on eCam that I use for live streaming, I cannot actually see who's watching. I can only see that people are watching. But Shalina here in this group in Loving Love After Loss has posted so many ideas of what to do with loved ones' belongings. She has made a teddy bear with Bruce, her husband's favorite t-shirt. She has made a really beautiful leather band with her husband's wedding ring. She has made so many keepsakes that are very, very special and unique. I know that a friend of mine, thank you so much, Alison, if you're watching this, has made two patchwork blankets for the boys, like one each, with lots and lots of Rob's t-shirts. We had so many of his t-shirts because this is one of the things that he wanted to do, to declutter his t-shirts, because he had literally, I'm not kidding, 70, 80 t-shirts where I said I really need to sort through them. There's so many that I need to chuck out that I don't wear anymore. And I was so glad he didn't, because we got to make two blankets out of them, which is really amazing. So I want you to really think about how can you actually upcycle clothes that you can wear in different ways, or that you can use in different ways, so you can have it as a keepsake. Those are the things that you will really love cuddling up to, the boys love using the blanket. So I just really, really love this idea. I want to give you a heads up in terms of social media. Social media, if you're not careful, and something gets through, obviously Facebook has got their ways of realizing things like that through various posts. Our Facebook account, not I shouldn't say ours, Rob's Facebook account was actually put on memorial within days of him passing before I was ready. That was my biggest shock, that Facebook has actually done that for me. I'm not sure how that is even allowed, but this is a very, very different story I'm not getting into here. But I have, in hindsight, I'm often thinking if that was meant to be, but I have accidentally deleted the wrong post. Somebody had put a post out there for Rob to ask for donations in a way that felt very uncomfortable for me. I didn't want that, and it wasn't talked to me about. But this person just went ahead and put a shout out there for financial support, and it really so didn't sit right with me that I went and deleted it. And only when I deleted it did I realize that I clicked on the wrong post, because she had commented on two different posts, and one was the financial asking for financial support, and the other one was the very post where I had told people that Rob had passed, with over 2,000 messages, that I wanted to keep for the boys, so one day they could read through it when they're ready. And I deleted that post. And despite my best efforts to talk to Facebook and to explain the situation, they said that I cannot revive this post. But what they did instead was they just put his account a memorial, and I was not ready at that stage. It really broke me. I was so devastated for days, and then I thought maybe that was meant to be. Maybe it was meant to be that this very post was deleted by me, I have to say, and that I couldn't revive it. I don't know. Maybe that's time for a different live to talk about that, but I just wanted to give you the heads up when we talk about decluttering and clearing out and making choices of what to do with our loved ones' belonging, to please keep an eye out for the social media, because it is not always up to you to decide when you turn this into memorial. So in my case, obviously I had contacted Facebook for help, and instead of helping me, they made things a lot worse for me. They just put his account on memorial. So I had no option to log in through his phone or do anything that I wanted to do. I had to live with it. I had to just accept the decision, because there was nothing I could change about that. So be mindful of that, because once an account is put to memorial, you cannot revoke that. You cannot change that for obvious reasons. Facebook has made that as a setting, that once an account is set to memorial, because you can't revive a person, you can't revive the account. It's that simple, and it's that brutally straightforward for Facebook. So please, please, please keep an eye out for that. And also, when you get into a situation where people might be too pushy or asking for stuff, are you going through things, are you doing this, are you doing that, can you, there might be so much demand and interference, let me put it this way, that I encourage you to put a post up on Facebook. Let's use Facebook for the positive things while we're at the topic, and ask for respect and privacy. I have done that quite a bit, and I understand that everybody's different, and not everybody is, that comfortable to go out into public and do Facebook Lives or anything like that. You don't have to do it as a live. You can just put a Facebook post out there and say, can I please ask for respect and privacy during this time? We need our space to think things through. It is okay to ask for that, because sometimes we don't know how to say that directly to people. So to put these boundaries in place in a time where you need to think about things that are quite important, that you do ask for respect and privacy. You can also ask for support. So I'm coming back to what I did in my case. I actually hired a professional decluttering person, because it was incredibly helpful for me to sit with somebody who had the emotional capacity to hold space for me, to help me sort through Rob's things, but also to be really this outside perspective, somebody who's not emotionally attached to those things, to help me hold space and make clear decisions. And sometimes that was as simple as let's put it into storage. So I still have some of Rob's clothes that because most of the things went to the boys, so they've really parted or halved, I should say, Rob's clothes, and they are both still almost on a daily basis wearing Rob's t-shirts. Jed started doing that when the t-shirts were way too big for him and he just slept in them. Meanwhile, he wears them out as well. And a lot of the things I just put into vacuum bags and put them under our wardrobe just to keep them intact, just to keep them safe, and to make a decision what's going to happen with these clothes when I'm ready to do that. And yesterday was 4 years for us, and it's still there, and I'm absolutely okay with that. Some of the things might stay there for years, and I don't mind as long as you have the space. Do not rush these decisions, and I'm sharing that because it's been 4 years for us, and there are still some things that I haven't parted with. So don't rush it. Take the time to do that. I'm actually going to put my glasses on because I cannot read all these beautiful comments that I have received without the glasses, and I want to share them with you here. So I guess that's Shalina, because all I can see is Facebook user. I love making keepsakes for myself, my children, for some of the things that belong to Bruce. Yes, it's Shalina. It's been a huge part of my healing too. Yes, I can so understand that, Shalina, and I love that you have actually shared so many of them in the group Loving Love After Loss. So if you're watching that in our movement, you can type in Shalina in the search function. You'll see a lot of her stuff. Everybody's going to go stalking you now, Shalina. Yes, that's why I offer this service. I hope this is Brooke watching this, and I think it's important to recognize that this can be a partial service too. It can happen all at once, but it doesn't have to. That must be Brooke. Brooke is the lovely lady who's done the decluttering with me. She's also here in our group, and she has been, as I already said, so helpful. And yes, we have done that in stages. We did not do that in one go. We actually did like 3-4 hours at the time. And what I loved about working with Brooke was that she always knew when I had enough. She always knew when I wasn't ready to make the decision, and she said, leave that for later, leave that pile, don't touch it, leave that. I remember there was one pile right here behind me on the linen cupboard bench that I've got here, and on top of the pile was his boarding pass from the ticket where he flew out. I had put it there, and I was not ready to touch it. I was not ready to move that pile, and that pile had been there, I don't know, I'd say probably for a year. I cannot even remember how long, but I was not ready to touch it, and I love that Brooke just got it. I did not have to say anything. She really has got the right, she's really fine-tuned for that emotionally, let me put it that way. She's got the right empathy and the capacity to hold space for me during the process. That was amazing. So please work with a decluttering person that you really trust. It is so important. I have spoken to a different decluttering person that I've been to. She did a talk at the mothers group one day, and I thought there's no way I would work with her. No way. She had no empathy for my situation. She just looked at me when I told her where I was, and she said, yeah, no, you're not ready. And I'm like, whoa, okay. You can't tell me when I'm ready. And to cut me off like that already meant that she cut off her own business. So please make sure that you choose the right time, that you choose the right people who you allow in. I had a friend of mine that offered me really nicely, thank you so much, Shannon, if you're watching this. He said, I'll just come and sit with you. I'm just going to be there. I'm just going to hold space for you if you want me to be there. And that was really, really beautiful for her just to offer that. I also really wholeheartedly recommend that if 1 or 2 people or however many people get too close to you, you can actually block people. And I don't mean that in a mean way. I mean that in a protective way for you. You can unblock them later. But for the time being, you can actually block people on social media to not allow them in, to not allow them to see what you post or to comment on things that you post. You can restrict them, you can block them, and you can always unblock them later. I have done that with people when they got too close to me, or when they were overbearing or took over in a way that was really uncomfortable for me. Then I did block them and unblocked them later, and that's okay. Everything that you feel is okay. I want you to understand that. When you go through this process, time is such a huge element, and protecting your space is such an important part of it. And unfortunately, these days, social media is also a part of our space. So make sure that you keep your space sacred to you. That means that you can choose when and what you are ready to let go of. For me, the most beautiful thing is always when you can actually use things in a way that you can upcycle them, that you can make beautiful things out of them. Like Shalina said before, please Google. There are really beautiful things to do with your loved ones' ashes, for example, as well. I only just recently learned through the beautiful Jessie Listell. Jessie, if you're watching this, thank you so much, that you can actually also make diamonds out of your loved one's ashes. So this is also an idea of what you can do. Lots of the ladies might really love the idea of doing that. There are so many different ways what you can do with your loved one's belongings or ashes, or the social media account. I really hope that this is helpful to you. I want you to understand that you can reach out to people in the group. Brooke, I know I have a no advertising policy in this group, but if you don't mind, I will actually post the link underneath to our interview that we had, because I interviewed the lovely Brooke at some stage in our group to talk about decluttering. And under the interviews, you will also find how to connect with people. So I will share the link to the interview with Brooke, and I will also share the link to the interview with Shalina, because I also had Shalina in front of our camera here to share how she went through this entire story. And I can't remember, Shalina, if you actually shared some of the keepsakes or anything of those stories in our interview, but I will share it anyway. Thank you so much for having the patience to sit through with me today, because my brain is still a little bit cluttered from the weekend, and also because I'm not feeling 100%. I had a lot of ums and ahs in there, so if anybody from Toastmasters would have watched this, there would have been the counter in action giving me like 50 ums and ahs after that. I truly hope, jokes aside, that what we have shared in here is helpful to you. And if you do need help with any of those questions of what to do with your loved one's belongings, please do reach out. We are all here for you as a collective in this group. Everybody watching this here will certainly helpfully jump on with a few ideas and help you out. So please do speak up, reach out to us, and I am sending you so much love for your days ahead. This is Marie. Bye for now.